Morning. Yeah, today our subject number 3. Yeah, today is the second time, third. Yeah, third. Yeah, today's subject medieval monastic, the cathedral, the school, the contents, the monastic education, the preservation of our scripture, copying, the manuscripts, and then dialogues divina. The Benedict time, the models, order, the lover, the prayer work, the shopping, the holistic education, the liberal art, tribune, the grammar, the rhetoric, the orgic, the graduation, arithmetic, geometry, the music, astronomy, the rise of a cathedral school, preparing salary, and then administrator. The key point: education preserves Christian and then classical wisdom, those monasteries. Number 2, spiritual formation was inseparable from intellectual the training. Three, cathedral school prepared the way for the medieval university. But I want to review last week some issue, and then they connect. Here. Yeah, here number 13. Yeah, page 13. Last contents. No sooner was the church given the political liability than there also the written history, which then is then Christward the division. Throughout the Council of Lycia 325 and afterward, Eusebius would not be the set the term the homosexuals, which Lycia used to define the Christian, the being with his father. Okay, they the contact today is with the subject, they more connect. The some inspiration is the lectionary report including Eusebius in the Catholic leadings plan. He was very learned, the perfect writer and the successful administrator and the bishop, but he was weak in the correct church. And here, together with mass of our cultural data, it contains numerous documents drawn from the states, virtue, and straight from the others. Now, moreover, Eusebius in the sincerity and can hardly be questioned, even the thought is misplaced, the simplicity, that sometimes needed him to make certain the omission. The great number of extracts also make the work appears more or collection them the history. And here, 15 page. The whole rest of the days would permit me my empire if I should try to collect and combine into account the manifest example of our Savior's divine power, their evidence from the expected still visible. The since no one to whoever lives leaders among the Greek or among the barbarians, and then inhabit such power, living of it as our own Savior. And then this one here, number page 16. Work out our hero, if has a scenes over it light, it the most brilliant lay of his teaching, the areas from the sun's light is settings. All birds lighting critics stands for the sun, so that every relation, everyone is the discharge on and the same degrees in the service to on guard. And the who has originated the birds to inhabit the great earth, whenever sword contains on Iceland, it should assemble in the same place for very same. The purpose every week on the days called after law and have holidays, and has attempted to them not to enrich their body, but to recandle the soul by divine study. Here also 17. Perhaps the best estimate our Eusebius to say he was the master of our historical research, but our poor defenders over the true faith. His conformist is Austrians may have been the result from its desire for peace and the influence of our constraint and the journalist conviction. Okay, here, page 18. At the glance, Austrian's writings may seem to be too polemical, and it needs two main words: the discourse against the Greek and then discourse against the Arian. Good morning. Page 19. What is word and our inclination of our word summarizing Austrian's whole approach to faith? He showed his days widespread confusions, especially among intelligence about the most basic truths of our revelation. And here, it was Austrian's conviction that is many on how to reach the wisdom of our church and great thinker. He must first draw near the saints by dissembling them in their action. Only a holiness of our life gives light to the believing's mind. This explained Antiochus the priest of corruption is the purity of our morals. It was the account of his writing, the classic story of our hermit, Anthony Egypt. Okay. So today's lecture 2 is medieval monastic and then Catholic school. Okay, what's name? Sam. From the Vietnam.
Yeah.
Where from?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay. What kind of your religion? You're Christian or Catholic? So what kind of your religion? Are you Christian, Catholic? You don't have the religion.
I have certain.
Okay, no problem. Okay, the contents: the monastic education, the preservation of our scripture, the copying, manuscript, and then dialogue divinance. Benedictine's modest, order's labor, the prayer and the word, the shopping and holistic education. The liberal art, trivium, the grammar, the arithmetic, the logics, Gregorian, and the astronomy, the geometry and the music, astronomy. Rise over Catholic school, the preparers, and then administrator. The key points: education, preserves Christian and classical William, thus the Burn Street. The spirit formation was inseparable from intellectual the training. The Catholic school is prepared the way for the medieval university. Okay, what's your name?
Mark.
Mark, you're the leading, please.
Can I read?
Yeah, the monastic school.
Monastic school
Yeah.
were, along with Cathedral School, the most important institution for higher learning in the Latin West from the early Middle Age until the 12th century. Those educational program, the standard curriculum incorporates religious studies, the trivium and the quadrivium. In some places, monastic school evolved into medieval universities, which eventually largely submerged both institutions as center of higher learning.
Okay, so we first day we have the third, right? The first one we study and history, right? The Christian history, and then they will look in Roma, Egypt, and Afghanistan, and then Europe, right? And then they loot the second age is Roma, and they changed the more the kingdom of the Christ Jesus. The before they have no kingdom, that's not stable.
What difference between Christian and the Jew?
Jewish,
Is the same?
the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, same. So we first time we number one the subject, right? They started the one, the
Yeah.
Roma and the Egypt. They have the
Yeah.
Jewish, and then also they have the connected the they multi the movement of the history. So they try to Catholic, and then we have the same the Christian, but they have a lot of yeah, different way. So and then also now also we have the kingdom or church, right? The before Egypt they have where the Egypt they no house, so they have the tent. So they were some the weathers, the something problem they moved the Provence. So they are starting the tent, the prayer and the church. But in the 12th century, they can build up the kingdom. Yeah. So Afghanistan, Iran, the Iraq. Yeah. So they have the issue, right? The Palestine. So they were originally the area over there they started the kingdom. Yeah. And also Jewish, the Israel, right? Israel and the Jewish, they have to keep the Bible. They want to follow the Bible, the study, and also they have a culture and then tradition. The before, there's so many people that they want to try to organize, but for example, the population or some culture, the province, they give the information, right? The governor give the information, but it's not true. It's not correct. So it's the order. Usually, the people they follow the order. So maybe we have the regulation, right? Any kind of regulation, but they don't have the paper, only the order. Okay, maybe today is maybe 1 hour study, but we have the regulation, right? But before they order. Yeah, so nonsense, sometimes nonsense and then different. The population maybe 2,000 people over here, the governor give it to 1,000 something. So there is not correct. So they want to check, submit, and then organize it, and very hard. And also the Jesus have the 12 discipline, right? The students. So they want to follow the Jesus. So they Johann, John, the Mark, Luca, the 4 people they want to try, like try research.
12 students of Jesus.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And then some of the people that disprove the Jesus, but the 4 people, the John, the Mark, the Luca, Johann, they want to try to follow up, and then they research the Provence. So also they wanted more the orally, the move to the paper. Yeah. So the Bible is the letters. Yeah. So the Johann or John, the Luca is especially doctor, right? So usually also I have the doctor, so I want to more focus the Luca, but they have the letters. They give the population, the public people, and then this one. It's my the Jesus, the part of the orally some issue, right? Regulation, and then they start.
So Jesus is not the author who writes the Bible.
Yeah.
It's from this student.
Yeah, exactly.
He's write a part of the Bible,
Yes.
and the rest of the students write the rest of the Bible.
Yeah. So the Jesus give to them the more motive that the discipline they want to write down. Yeah. Okay, so 12 centuries, Middle Ages centuries. So the university school where along is the Catholic schools, the most influence the inspiration of higher learning in the Latin West from the early Middle Age until 12th century. So before, no school, no program, anything, just orally, and then the Provence leaders, they give the message for the people. But maybe you can see the YouTube, the Christ Jesus, maybe movie. So you pretty understand.
I learned a little bit
Yeah.
about the Christian history because of the situation in the world, Israel and Palestine. So
Yeah.
I learned about the history.
Yeah.
Just I still don't know, like they didn't explain why the Jews got hated.
Yeah, so even I'm Christian, I'm almost 35 years,
Yeah.
but never teach me. I'm just
why they got hated.
just church Bible or something. But eventually I make the subject, I'm more study and research, I understand. But I'm 10 times I didn't, I don't know, it's the history. But usually the Christian Catholic, only the church member and the Bible. Yeah, so maybe some people is not give the history. Yeah, so but I found out the research, this the history is very useful. You understand for the Christian, the culture, and world Catholic. Yeah. So the Jewish too. Yeah, Jewish, and then we have some of the Christian. They have something different.
Yeah.
So the A group, the B group, so they give the same the Christian, the Jesus. They give a part. We have a Bible, right? So some the church they want to we see the whole the section the Bible was some people some the church only part. So I want to this one of it. So some make the issue some the happening. So they A B group they not agree. Or you are not Christian when a little different. So they starting to argue. But now so many church, yeah, so many church. So we had a little organizer. So many argue. Maybe always my church is a very number one, and then they not ignore, and then they not follow anything. Yeah. So now the 21st century, the 12th century, very different. That they have some issue, the Christian history, but they want to follow. Yeah. But now the multi over the division. I will experience I visit 10 years ago the Japan.
10 years ago?
Yeah, the Japan, the Osaka. Yeah, they have a lot of other God. Even the mouse or some so many things. But they have the Catholic and then they have a church. But they want more blending. For example, it's originally the Christian, the culture, and then they plus alpha. So maybe some artists they want to make a Christian, they make a world the other symbol. Because some different. Yeah. Yeah, outlier to some. Since pastoral the educational programs, the curriculum incorporate religion studies, the division and then the curriculum. In some place, the monastic schools involved into medieval university and which eventually largely supersede both institution of a center of higher learning. And then here, okay, history. Keep going, Mark.
Seeing the Sino-Hittite rule of Ptolemaios, 348 AD, and the 16th century rule of Nestor and the rule of Saint Benedict, monks and nuns were required to actively engage in reading. This reading took on the characteristic of the school that deal with both religious and secular subjects. Beginning in the 5th century, a variety of abbots took upon themselves in the responsibility of educating those who enter the monastery at a young age.
Okay. The earliest of the monastic school have a more the spiritual and then aesthetic focus than the spiritual or decorated on. But it has been suggest that those the courtiers and leads many of monks train and the monastic school and arranged to be select the bishop. Okay, Roma. Roma. Do you know the Roma? You know the movies Roma.
Roman Empire.
Yeah. What kind of image in the movie?
The movie? I don't.
Banner. You know Banner?
Huh?
Banner.
Roman Empire?
Yeah, Banner. The movie.
No, I haven't watched, but I know that Roman is a very big empire.
Yeah, auditorism and then they
Yeah,
host in the movie. Yeah, the banners. They have the same.
They're the one who executed Jesus.
Yes.
On the cross.
Yes.
Roman is the one who executed
Yeah.
Jesus.
So if you have time, you can see the banner, the movie. They have the culture to take the
If you
5
write
centuries.
the name on the board,
The banner, maybe BANNER, the banner, the movie, the older movie, maybe 25 years ago, 30 years ago, it's a very famous the movie, the banner. So they have the Roman. So they auditorium and then studied, they make some of the movie. So they have the cross, the word, and then the two part, A part and B part. So they wanted more obvious than followers they were, and then they tried to more approach the public people, and then they would give it the chance, and then they show the Christian and then non-Christian, they starting the work. The Romans, the statesmen, the cultural abundance, politic, and the 537 and latest in the centuries established in the monastery of his own lands, the people in the south in the Italy. The cultures, the stipulate his monastery would be the place of studies, the providing a guide for that study in its introduction to divine and human needings. The which, in contrast, both neglects task and work on the liberal art. The cultures set out this program of study as a substrate for the Christian school. He and perfect sculpture and hoped to establish in Roma. In any events, the curriculums that the cultural set out involved the literary study of well-established the task that he had listed in his instruction, the following the rules, and he laid out in his the theoretic graphic. Okay, you guys have the textbook. Textbook. You don't have a textbook. You don't have it. Okay, you talk to people. Okay, the counter that you have to buy. Okay. The 3.Lordland era also found in 7th century Spain. The Spain too, the Roma, and then the Spain too. The Spain too, they have the word together. The both and the major monasteries and then episcopal, the center. The students at the monastery of Saint Commerce and then Domain at Arguelles Lias Toledo, the learned such as the scientific, the subject, and the medicine, and he limited over astronomy. In the heydays of the monastic school in the 9th century and the 10th centuries, the teaching of important schools such as the alchemy, the harmonious method, the Hennessy over Euclid, the Locker's, the Burroughs lies the priestly over theirs to obvious then attract the purpose from Alpha to attend their cause. So they started 10th century and then 5th century, the 7th century, but usually they set up the 12th century. They came more, the stable, the cost, and then so many the program that come out. Okay, keep going. Mark, or those some monastic school?
The monastic school continued to the emerging medieval universities. The rise of the university did not go unchallenged. Some monastic figures, such as Bernard or Clairvaux, consider the search for knowledge using the techniques of scholasticism to be a challenge to the monastic idea of simplicity. The rise of medieval universities and scholasticism in the Renaissance of the 12th century offer alternative venues and new learning opportunity to the student, and thus led to a gradual decline of the monastic school.
Okay, so they started 5th century and the 6th century, and then 9th and the 10th centuries. They have the monastic school, the teaching of important schools such as alchemy, the harvest mergers, the honesty over Euros, the local, the Barbaries. This one here, the Orthodox some monastic school continue. Imagine the medieval universities, the rise over university did not go unchallenged. Yeah, so they have to start challenge. They now want to upgrade. They want to get stable because usually the Roma and to continue the Spain, but have they a lot of the research in their program. So they this viewpoint they don't want to more the challenging. It's only that they want to keep the stable the program, and 10th century, and then little want to challenging, and the little change it, but it's not perfectly. The little bit step by step. The some monastic figure out the such as Venus Clearbex considers the search of knowledge and using the technique of scholasticism and the be challenging to the monastic ideal of simplicity. The rise of believers university and then the scholasticism in the Renaissance of 12th century to offer alternative Venus and the new learning opportunity on the students and led to greater decline of monastic school. So we have the alternative medicine, the Bible medicine, that they're studying this the student 12th century. For example, we have the Luga, right? Yeah, Luga. But the 12th century, they can do alternative way. They want also, they have the system, but they want to more find out the alternative. With alternative medicine, you can see anytime you can check the website, the Bible cure or alternative medicine. There are a lot of whole the alternative medicine inside the Bible. Also, they study in the Spain. Usually, Spain they have a lot of the alternative medicine. Also, the white flower very popular, and also the Hispanic, right? Hispanic people, but they usually they maintenance or the health. So they the Spain culture, and then also the Roma, and then cross the 10th century, the 12th century, they more found out, and then more, for example, the Autobahn and then frontier, but they don't ever stop, right? So they want to more cross the other country or some Provence, they became more challenging. So this the 12th century is a lot of the changes, the culture and then the Christian history. Contribution of science in the Middle Age, the 12th century and then cross the Middle Age. The monastery plays a large role in the prevention and then continuation of science throughout the Middle Age. The largest part of their contribution was keeping the textual tradition of philosophers like over Aristotle and Plato alive in the transition from the height of classical learning into the Middle Age. The inbuilt prayers mirrors the sleeping, the monks engage in the variety of labors activity in accordance with the Benedictine rule. So they starting make the regulation. So okay, so we have this subject is a Christian historical and the culture and then some of the program. But now the church, so many churches have the program, the multi-program. So the before we only the focus the church, the prayer, but this one, the advanced history Christian, right? So before we studying the subject 1 to 10, we see the focus of the history, the studying root over the Roma and the Spain. But now the 12th century, so maybe subject 1 to 4 last week during lectures, maybe you can make a more history. But we subject 5 and then now it's more than the church history and the culture is the study. Okay? The last part of the contribution of keeping the textual tradition of philosophers, the likes of Aristotle and then Plato alive in the transition from the highest classical learning into the Middle Age. In between prayer, the myths and the sleeping monks engage in the variety of labor activity in the accordance with Benedictine rule. Okay, 23rd. You have a class. What's your name? What's your name? Jan. Jan? Jan?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have a, you can see it here, right? You can see?
Yeah.
Okay. Last time we have got the textbook, okay? Yeah. Okay. Keep the 23rd. The 23rd page. To write down. Okay. Yeah, please, let's 23rd, 24 page. 24 page, the other activity range from gardening. Try, reading, please.
This activity ranges from the gardening to copy text through the letter. Book became learned in the classical Greek text and letter, begin to contribute their own knowledge to move practical and daily text.
Okay, hold on. So they studying the sleeping and also the meals prayer, the monks engage in virtual labor activity. So many churches have make a program. So outdoor and the inside, so the dorm. So they want to try the copying, the test, the gardening, and also they let us. The monks became the learned the classical Greek test, and the letters began to contribute their own the knowledge to more practical and the daily test. So, do you know daily bread? Some small the book. Are you Christian? No? Okay. You service army, the Korea?
Yeah.
When?
13 to
13. Oh, okay. Did you see the daily bread? Some
daily what?
daily bread. The army. They have some church or the noon camp. They have the book, the Christian book, the daily bread. So you don't have it, right? You don't know, right? Okay. So we have a very small size, the small size book, daily bread. So every day the church means every day they give us message. But we have the Bible, right? The Bible, we had to when we learn the Bible, we had the page, but the small pocket size is the daily bread. So they have the date every day different the message, and then there's some Bible contents. It's the daily bread. So this one they more daily textures, and then also now so some people they church give you have the smartphone the message. Today is the Bible Luca or Isaiah, and some the Jesus they give the little contents. So they're studying. So practical and the daily test. The much of our great liberties and scriptures that grew in the monasteries were due to the obligation of our monks to teach the young boys who came them having been committed to the monastery life by their parents. The medical practice was highly influenced in the medieval monasteries. The caring for the sick was important obligation. There is the evidence from the monastery, the vivarium, and the monastery of Castles, the whose monks at the institution lead the medical work for Greek, the writers such as Hippocrates, the Galen, and then Hippocrates. The three people they popular and famous, they give the guideline in the medical, the missionary. So now, so many people constantly want to try to the medical, ministry. They have the start. So Hippocrates, our word of our doctor, they have a Hippocrates message. So any kind of hospital, they very intense about the word. They have the Hippocrates, they the rule they have. There is also evidence for the use of spiritual tests on the medicine. It is likely that most monasteries have a large amount of experience in the medical practice. Despite the monastery school obedience focused on technical instruction, they did hold a place for classical and scholar the medical teachers. Test. It is taught the medical instruction, the monastery that the classical medical test survive, thus the early part of our Middle Age. So Middle Age, we have so many issues. They studying the medical, and then also they studying the alternative medicine. Also they have some churches, they make the program, make the so many the activity, the adventures, and also those latest monks became the learned in the classical Greek text, and the larger began to concentrate in their own knowledge to more practical and the daily task. So the leaders, they give make the knowledge, they have the collection of knowledge, and then they give it to people. They give to send it to. For example, we now so modern the activities we test. So they give us some the paper. They give some everyday the test. So they are different, and then also they study medical practice, and the Hippocrates, they try to using the Bible, the cures. So you can check the Bible, the Luga letters. They have a lot of other messages from the Bible, the cure. So you can see anytime. And it's a holistic medicine, the same. The Bible cure is original, and then the organic, the texture, the white flour, the oil, and some of the fruit, the vegetable. They have some of the function of the Christian. So they have a regulation. They studying do not eat some kind of the animal, do not give the seafood. Only the Genesis, you can eat anything of the vegetable, the fruit. So you can check the Genesis and then Luga and the Levi, and then they have a lot of the information. They spread in the monastery schools, always focus on the technical instruction. They did hold a place of classical and then schools medical tests. It is those medical instruction in the monasteries that the classical medical tests that survive. Those the early part of our middle age. Okay. Bye. Covers.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Herbal was one of the largest and most well-known contribution of monastic school to science, offering some of the most comprehensive amount of historical evidence. Monasteries were and are still today isolated centers. This means they have to be able to provide treatment for themselves, including treating the monks who would become ill. And since maintaining a hospital wing was a necessity, it is no surprise that monks invest a lot of time on medical treatment. At the time, this was almost exclusively through herbal medicine. Much of the knowledge of exotic plants that can be found in herbals is due to trading of the plants themselves and knowledge between monasteries.
Okay. Yeah, so they have 12 centuries. They collected all kind of the herb and the fruit, the medical aroma, and then also the aloe vera and the holistic. So they want to try the alternative medicine. They have the more evidence of the dictionary, and then also they part. So and then Bible have the more the evidence of a variety of the functional is a white flower, and then also medical herb. They're studying the alternative medicine. They combine the blend of the Bible cure. So herbal are on the largest and the most advanced the contribution of a monastery school to science. They're offering some of the most comprehensive amount of historical evidence. They start to make the medical school, the college started. So now is the medical school, but before they have the campus. It's not the stable the building. They only the distribution, introduction to the medical part. So maybe, for example, now 6 years, but they have the 6 months or some the 1 year. They make a program. So they want to try the alternative medicine. So the historical evidence of aloe vera, in the aloe vera, and then homeopathics, also white flower, the peach flower, the medical herb, the Chinese medicine. But they have a base of the Bible. The monastery were still today isolated centers. This meant they had to be able to provide treatment for themselves, including treating the monks of Europe come here. So sometime every year, so they can try to treat and by self. So they give so many people they give the direction, the homeopathic, so homemade medicine. So do you know aloe cream? Sometimes you have burn and the heartburn, and then sometimes you have itching the skin problem. They give aloe, right? The honey is olive oil too. John, when you have a sick, the cough, something what to do? You by self. You don't go the emergency or the no doctor. Tylenol. That's it.
Yeah.
So your work. Okay. How about you? So the through the cough, the what to do? Your solution. You by self.
Try to find medicine.
Medicine. What kind of medicine? Tylenol, aspirin.
Yeah, just to ease the pain first.
Pain first. Okay.
If it escalates, then I will just go to the doctor.
How about? Hello. Hello. How about your son when you have sick, the cough, dry cough or something headache? So what to do? The medicine, Tylenol, aspirin. Okay. So this is the issue. They cure by self because they have a lot of Provence. They have the medical herb, the wildflower and the peach flower. So if sometimes you have the throat, the cough, you can say mint, right? The mint flower, mint leaf, and or some the ginger, and it's more the cure by itself. And then sometimes your pain is a ginger water, it's good circulation, and then they reduce the relief of the pain. So they're studying the cure by itself. So the Provence leader, they give the direction. So now now the too much modern building, but they have a lot of the progress and then near the flower, the hill, right? So they have a lot of the flowers, this medicine, but now not too much, right? So they have a lot of the issue, the variety of herb they give to make the medicine. The monasteries were the state days isolated centers. This meant that they had to be able to provide treatment for themselves, including treating the monks and the food become ill. Since maintaining a hospital wing was a rationality, it is no surprise that monks invest a lot of time on medical treatment. Okay, I want a question. Now so many people cancer, right? But now this is 12th century, so they have a cancer too much, or more smaller than the modern activity. So how about things? The cancer patient, a lot of the cancer patient now, right? So if you think it's compare, why the 12th century is not too much the cancer patient, now modern have the too much patient, the cancer. How's your opinion?
I mean, if they have cancer, but then they probably didn't make it because there's not enough equipment back then to diagnose them. So.
Okay. So it means no diagnosis, they don't know the cancer or not. How about you think? The 12th century people, not too much the cancer patient, but now a lot of people they suffer from cancer. The why? How about you think?
I mean, in 10th century, people also just follow the nature flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like currently, like we just work. So next day, continue.
Okay, good.
People should be whereas they just after sun's down, they just go to sleep or it's fine. It's
Yeah.
daily routine.
Mm-hmm. So now modern people too much suffer from the stress, right? The stress, the pollution, too much factory. We have the benefit over the technical quality, right? So many the modern, we have a smartphone, some the manufacturer. Also we have a lot of some the technical the business and the industry. But problem you have side effect, the dioxin, and then too much stress, the medicine problem. A lot of people. But before 12th century, this you're right. The sun or moon, the sleeping, not too much stress, and then also they don't have a limit over the choice of food. But now too much the fast food today. Yeah, fast food, junk food, the fast food, the something, and then the drug, drug too much. The before they more naturally, yeah. So not too much the cancer. Also, second, you're right. But now we have a diagnosis system, so we see the before they don't have it, right? So maybe some people maybe they have the cancer, but we don't know, right? So the formally we are the natural the part, the informally and the more the diagnosis, the system that is different. But now AI, more than AI century, right? AI 21st century, the plus AI. So now the human know the surgeon, AI surgeon is more detailed. So some people talked maybe after 10 years, maybe medical doctor did not surgery. AI robot is more surgery, more detailed, no side effect, no medical accident. So there are too much past challenging, and it's a modern society and then medical part too. At the time, he was almost encouraged toward the herbal medicine. The much of the knowledge of extraordinary plants that can be found is a herbal is due to trading of the plant themselves, the knowledge between the monastery. So my majors, I studied the alternative medicine and then the flower medicine. So I learned the Chinese medicine. So medical part, the Western, the part, they have surgery. They only part problem, only the focus here. But the holistic and then the natural part, they whole check, because we are human is not no robot. So means the holistic means you have a spiritual, the physically, the movement, and also nutrition and the part. So everything they include the functional medicine too. So now so many people suffer from cancer or some the injury or the chronic disease. They try to only depend on the pharmaceutical, the industry, and then the prescription of the doctor, the medicine. But now some people they want to try more naturally. So they herbal therapy, and also some people they want the hospital people over the cancer. They try to the herbal medicine and a little bit, and then they want the homocytes in the body. So they are more the recovering the body. The while last monks, he tried the begins the non-stop believer on the including the crossly life the monks is well learned for her contribution of the medical tuition in the Middle Age. So Middle Age they studying the medical part. Although the medieval the monastery is the most known for their contribution in the medical tuition, they also had a hand in the other the science. The Western the medicine they start, and then the other part in the plant, the aromatherapy or some the medical herbal therapy, homeopathic, the Ayurveda, but they have a more the plus the other the medical nutrition or the science. So quantum, they started using the quantum. The quantum means we have the sun, the moon, also energy. It's a biologism, some of the medical science. So, for example, sometimes if you want to go to Vietnam, right? How long the flight? 10 hours, 12 hours. How long? LA to Vietnam, how long the flight? 14? The Korea to 14, right? 13, 14, 10 hours? LA to Seoul or the early? Yeah, so we have the layers, some the dioxin, also they have some the energy part. So they have the little change the biologism. So they have the try to quantum medicine. So we have the electric line our body. So sometimes you have a problem with the car battery. We have some the the spot, right? So you have the quantum medicine, they start this middle of age. Although medieval monasteries, most of their the contrition, the medical tuition, they also had a hand in another science. One of the first science that would have been important to the life in the monasteries of astronomy, while they did not put forth new information or advancement in the field, they did continue to use. Okay, 26. Try. If they.
If they were not going to astronomy, then why was it important? As previously stated, monasteries have to be self-sufficient. That meant that in order to comply to their religious obligations, they have to be able to tell the time. This ranged from day-to-day timekeeping for prayer to yearly observation. Astronomy was particularly important to the yearly religious calendar and the observation of such feasts as Christmas and Easter.
Okay, so we see the Christmas, the Easter. So when you have Christmas, the Easter, what to do? Usually you have a ceremony in your house, or what kind of the ceremony event Easter?
Easter, at least we don't have that kind of celebration that much in Vietnam, I believe.
Okay. How about the Christmas?
Christmas, either we go out to eat or we cook something and celebrate.
On your holiday, right? holiday, right? How about you? How about you? What's your event? Your celebration, the Easter and the Christmas. What to do?
Thanksgiving,
No.
my parents.
Okay. So are you going to the church or not?
Not too much.
Not too much. But you have a Christian? Are you? No. The same? Okay. Okay, so the Easter, what's the Easter? What is the Easter? Will somebody explain? What is the Easter? Easter day? The Jesus passed away, right? After they born, right? It's the Easter, the celebration. How about Christmas? Birthday? Just birthday? Okay. But so many people, the celebration, the holiday, right? Not the celebration of Jesus, right? Yeah, there is difference outside people. The Christian, the people very the ceremony, the Christmas and the Easter, very big celebration in the church. So they before especially Easter day, before 1 or 2 weeks before the church, they prepare some the event, so they have a more the ceremony, and then also they have the more education and the more prayer time. In the grand stream of intellectual advancement, monasteries and the monastery school make up the small portion of the larger whole. They were, however, important in their own right in their contribution to prevention of architecture, the philosophical and then scientific tuition. The monasteries provided stable environment of learning in the medieval Europe. While much of our learnings were contained to the contents of our monastery world, the knowledge did not extend beyond the relatively isolate the centers, those the travelers and then pilgrims who would stay in the monastery. Okay. We have 2 days, subject 3, the monastery cultural program. We have a 10-minute break, and then we see the number 4 subject, the information and then education renewal. Because last week I'm not here, we have the busy trip, so we last week the subject, the 1 hour, and then last week you don't need to come in, okay? I give the homework something, okay? you.